Thank you all for being here through to the near end. It's about lunchtime, and I know that your bellies are probably empty, but I hope your minds are as full as mine with new ideas and inspiration about what we can do in child health and pediatric innovation going forward. And since I didn't get a chance to tell you about my research, I thought I'd spend the next hour or so. Just kidding. I do work in autism, and I think it's important to remember that this is yesterday was National World Autism Awareness Day, and this is this is the Autism Awareness Month, and it's a big problem. It affects 1 in 68 kids, and it's a nice one to think about in the context of this conference because it is important. It's complex. It's polygenic. It's multigenic. It's detailed phenotypic complexities and so forth. All of the things that many of us are working on in pediatric innovation are encapsulated within this one problem. And it helps me to think about this conference in general and that problem specifically, to think about what we might put on this chalkboard as take-home messages to be thinking from here on out, maybe between now and next year's Childx conference. And I thought I'd jot a few things down that have come up across the course of these 2 days that I think you should carry forward in conversation at lunch and then beyond. One of the things that I believe has come up many times is that we are at a point where we absolutely must reinvent the standards of care in a variety of different ways. We have to embrace technology, obviously. These are sort of obvious statements, but important to jot down. And thinking about how we do that carefully and judiciously and in ways that impact as many people as possible. We heard a lot about ways in which we can steal smart from one arena of research or investigation and apply it to this arena, and how we can repurpose drugs and other things like MRI machineries and things like that to be able to impact children in ways that we can't today. Push the new paradigms that we are developing, push new paradigms for clinical trials in general. This came up many times, thinking about how we use crowdsourcing, how we involve citizens, how we involve patients in their own care and driving more information to us so we can work and build big data and create informatics solutions, for example, that can investigate those data and start to put a lot of that information into the hands of the parents and the families that are dealing with issues, helping them drive information forward to us, the researchers, and create a reciprocal pattern of illumination on a continuous basis. Again, thinking about the crowd, this is something that came up with Dr. Green and many others. How do we embrace active communities out there in careful ways that enable us to more rapidly design studies, find subjects who are appropriate for specific kinds of tests and validations of models and things like that. Again, to build up bigger data. But it's not just that sort of thing that needs to happen. We have to think about combining modalities and investigating arenas that are both separate but can be brought together in integrated ways. For example, comments that came up this morning with precision medicine, the leveraging of informatics to streamline the pace at which we do drug discovery and drug trials and how we start to push the drugs faster through FDA approval. Do we involve FDA with informatics solutions that reveal novel targets that are likely to be efficacious for use in children and so forth? And combining across different modalities such as phenotype and EEGs and other kinds of imaging techniques, but not forgetting the fact, especially highlighted today with the health ecosystem panel, that there is an important component of education and awareness that needs to be, that has a huge impact on health, needs to be embraced as well within this context. So that's really my kind of wrap up of the last day and a half or so. But before I totally close, I just want to talk again about tweeting impressions. There's been a lot. We've had 16.8 million impressions, 1,200 tweets sent, so keep tweeting. This is just up until 11 a.m. this morning. 411 contributors and over 860,000 accounts have been reached. So that's pretty amazing for the inaugural conference, and it's due to a lot of you and due to, of course, all of our speakers who have been tremendous. So again, I invite you to continue to tweet at the hashtag Stanford Childx, but also be on the website, on the lookout on the website for videos that will be there. All of the talks were recorded. And many of the speakers were interviewed after they spoke, and so those videos will start to appear on the website. They're also available on Stanford's YouTube channel. Check it out. Obviously, thank you, everybody in the audience, for being here. Whoop, that's auto advance again. There's Yosemite. I'm going there tomorrow with my kids. It's just a reminder. Though I think I also want to just do a special thanks to the CHRI for their generous support, to Stanford Medicine, in particular to Robin Daines and her staff in the Dean's office for all the things that she and her staff have done to make this a success, to Bonnie Whalen, my partner in crime, helping to pull together the scientific agenda, and to Bronwyn Harris and Sarah Stewart, who helped me organize the Nest and pull together some fantastic companies, and really to all of you for being here. And hopefully that picture will continue to get bigger, and there'll be more and more people every year as we go forward with Childx. Thank you.